You know what I mean? You got a guy here that literally died on the field. I mean, literally risked his life. Like I said, we say that when we go in the locker room, we say we'll die for this game, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when you fall, you're like, man, look here. Man, get me off this field.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Damar Hamlin just had a situation where he pretty much died on the field, and they actually stopped.
Absolutely.
You had a pretty traumatic injury where you got hit and was paralyzed on the field. When you see them stop the game, do you agree with that decision, or is it because there's some people like Skip that was like, why is the game not going on, and it seems barbaric.
See,
for y'all, is it like a show must go on thing? Like,
see, he's a spectator. He's a guy that has to go behind the scenes and talk about it. You know what I mean? So I can't take his opinion and his, his thought too far. But other than them guys canceling the game and postponing the game, I think that's the right move. You know what I mean? You got a guy here that literally died on the field. I mean, literally risked his life. Like I said, we say that when we go in the locker room, we say we'll die for this game. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when you fall, you're like, man, look here. Man, get me off this field.
A lot of players coming out of the league, they're violent.
Right.
So could that contribute to some of that, the trauma that they went through in the game?
Yeah, a little bit. But most of the trauma comes from, the practice collisions, the guys that you get them, the dogs that can fight through the collisions and the concussions and all of that. And it's just one of those things that you just have to, once again, go to the neuro doctors and all of that, the things that the NFL provides you with.
So I got to ask, we seen just this year, we seen some crazy catastrophic things on the field. We seen two with the concussion. Him just dropped on the field and everybody was like, oh shit, like we seen it the week before.
Right.
So how often do you think that really happens to where the players really are going through it, but they just kind of want to get in the game and still be out there for their team and risk they?
Yeah, I think it happens more often than we think. Now that I'm a spectator watching it from the outside, it happens a lot. At the time I had an injury, back when I was playing and whatnot. I had it week 3 of the season, got nicked up, got banged up, and at the time I'm a sudden guy. I like to get up quick. Show you I'm good. At the time I got up, done the same thing, and just. I got flimsy, you know what I mean? And only way that everything went off in the stadium. I couldn't hear nobody. Only way I got to the damn sideline was I saw yellow pants, the Green Bay pants. So I'm like, shit, I go that way. So I just started walking off. The next thing I know, I collapsed. I didn't know what the hell happened. I was just in the locker room next minute. And it got to week 9 of that same shit tour went through where they let him play. They thought it was another injury. Went week 9 and I got paralyzed I was paralyzed for 3 weeks, lumped over.
Yeah. So let's touch on that. And right before we get to that, how do you feel the NFL does with the concussion protocol, as far as keeping players out, making sure they're good to go back in?
Right.
How would you grade them as far as how they?
I think they do their job as far as checking the players, taking them to the blue tent, doing the evaluation. It's just to players to the extent where they know the game and they know how to get out the concussion protocol and know how to, do the test. You do the test, they take you through the test in the off season. This is what comes on the concussion test. This is what does that. So the guys are not, especially if you're getting paid that much and they telling you next week you may not get a check because of this and that, guys are going to check out and figure out how to get out the concussion protocol. And that's just where the game's at.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga.